All right, if you guys are ready, let's get started. 30 jumping jacks. Ready and go. All righty, 30 total. Make our way back to center, go into our stretches, standing up nice and tall, looking over your right shoulder. And back to center, looking over your left. And back to center, tilting your right ear down towards your right shoulder. And switching sides, left ear to left shoulder. And back to center, drop the chin to the chest. We're going around to the right side. 3 neck rolls to the right. Taking your time. And reverse, 3 to the left. And working our way back down to our shoulders. Let's bring them up, around, and forward. Just the shoulders. And then you can start to add your elbows, get the rotator cuffs involved. And then big arm circles all around and forward. Two more. And let's reverse up, around, and back with the shoulders. And then add those elbows, moving your shoulder blades together and apart. And then big arm circles up, around, and back. Two more. And then arms, just swing them out and in, nice and easy. Getting rid of any last tension you have in your upper body. Over the weekend, we went to the hotel gym as well, and they had all these machines. I haven't been in a gym with machines in probably over a year, so kind of feeling it a little bit today. We're gonna work our way down to our hips, feet right underneath your hips, knees unlocked, hands on your hip bones. Let's send our hips back, feeling that stretch in the backs of your legs. Let's do 2 more. And when you come back up to standing, take those feet nice and wide. Do our hip tilts, right hip up first, keeping those legs straight, pushing that hip as far up to the side as you can, feeling that stretch in the inner thigh. And back to center, let's switch left hip up. And back to center, walk those feet in just a couple inches for our hip circles, going to the left first, pushing around to the right, full circles around, 3 each direction. Once you get your 3, reverse. All the way around. And making our way back to center, walk those feet all the way back in underneath your hips. Unlock your knees, hands to your kneecaps. Let's drop the kneecaps down and around. Getting those ankles warm as well. And reverse that direction down around to the left. Two more. And then slowly rolling it up. We're going to turn to the side, go into our hip flexor stretch. Left foot forward, right foot back. Plant that back heel, left leg stays nice and straight. Square off those hips. And then you can start to bend and extend that front knee. Feeling that stretch in the hip and in the back calf. Moving at your own pace, own comfort. just do a couple more, another breath. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Take your time, flip it around, right foot forward, left foot back. Square off those hips, get that back leg nice and straight, and then you can start to bend and extend that front knee. Feeling that stretch. Let's do two more. And taking it back to center, let's just finish off with our ankles. We're gonna point and flex. And circles around to the right. And wrist circles around to the left. Switching sides, point and flex. And then circles. And reverse that direction. All right, shaking out the legs, shaking out the arms. You guys can grab a quick sip of water if you like. I'm just gonna adjust my fan. It's actually blowing everything a little too crazy for me right now. I feel like my hair is like eating it as I'm talking here. All righty, so just dumbbells tonight, no band work. Sticking with our dumbbells. We're gonna be starting with a sumo deadlift high pull. So this is a combination movement. So we're gonna just break it apart. I'm gonna go over the sumo deadlift portion first, and then we'll add in the high pull. So sumo, remember, just refers to your stance. You're just gonna be a little wider, and your toes are gonna be out to the side. So it is a deadlift, so you are gonna hinge and use mostly your hips, but your knees are gonna bend a little bit in this style deadlift. Weights are gonna start in front, just like a traditional deadlift, palms face back towards you. You're gonna unlock your knees, send your hips back, knees kind of point out to the side. You're gonna reach as far down as you can, keeping a flat back, just like you would with a deadlift. You're gonna come, this would be just a regular sumo deadlift. We come back to standing, we squeeze on top. We're gonna just add on a little bit. Instead of coming directly here, we're gonna move with the arms as we stand. So we're gonna do the sumo deadlift, hinge back, flat back. Then on the way up, we're gonna drive our elbows up. It's almost like doing an upright row along with that deadlift. So on the way up, think do an upright row with your arms, with your upper body. So drive with your elbows. So it's hinge back, flat back, knees out to the side. Feel that stretch in the backs of your legs. And then you drive up with your arms to end, and then you'll end right back down at your hips. So just from the side, just so you guys can see the deadlift portion, it's still a deadlift, right? So it's still more of your hips than it is your knees. So it's not a squat. And then you just drive upwards with your elbows at the end there. Okay. So just a little bit of a variation from our sumo deadlifts. We're gonna try these for a set of 12. So let's get in that sumo deadlift stance, wide stance. Toes out to the side, palms facing back towards you. Unlock your knees. And whenever you're ready, go down for that deadlift. And then on the way up, driving those elbows up above your shoulders. And then you're coming right back down. Weights are gonna stay really close to your body. You're kind of just thinking of zipping right up, like you've got a jacket on, zipping right up and then coming right back down. Going for 12. Kind of an upper and lower body movement. Move with those hips flat back. 'That spine long. $12 total. Once you reach your 12, you can make your way back to center, and you're gonna drop off one weight. I'll give you guys a moment to kind of finish up your finishing. Our second movement, we're gonna pair this with an overhead tricep extension, okay? So there's two ways you can hold your dumbbell. You just need one. You can hold kind of like the goblet style, where the dumbbell is vertical like this. The overhead extension is when the elbows are close to the body, we bend the arms back, we extend up. If you have really tight shoulders or that grip is hard for you, you can hold like this, either end of the dumbbell. It just makes your arms a little wider, but I want you to try to keep your elbows close together though. So what I don't want to see happen is this. where the elbows go out to the side. So if you're holding like this, just think like narrow. They still have to say like you're doing an I. Okay, so whatever grip feels better for you, whatever you need for your shoulders is fine. But we're gonna go for a set of 12. So we start overhead, knees are unlocked. We're squeezing our core so that we're arching our back. We bring that weight back behind us, and then we press extend all the way up. First set of 12, tricep overhead extension. Get those elbows in close. Once you reach your 12, you can bring that weight down. You can set it off to the side for a moment here. We'll take a little break in between our sets. All right. So with those sumo deadlift high pulls, just be a little bit more conscious of your back because you're kind of moving up and down. What I want you just to try to remember is when you're doing your deadlift, make sure you're not rounding and doing any of this. But then when you stand, because you're kind of standing up fast, make sure you're not overextending either. So you want to kind of keep this straight spine the whole time. So even though you're doing more than one thing at once, your back is really just doing this. It's the same as a deadlift. So you're hinging down, you're standing up, you're hinging down, you're standing up. So don't round too much when you're going down into your deadlift, and don't arch when you stand. Try to keep your spine as neutral as possible. I know it's getting harder and harder to see on my body. Hopefully a neutral spine is still there. All right, we're gonna go into our second set. So palms are face back towards you. Get that sumo stance, wide, toes out to the side. Get that nice straight spine. We're reaching down for the deadlift. We stand into that upright row, that high pull. Second set, 12 total. Squeeze on top. Once you reach your 12, set one of those dumbbells off to the side. We're gonna get right into our tricep overhead extension. Remember, you can hold either way, whatever works best for you. Weight starts overhead, knees unlocked, elbows are in close. We reach back behind us, keeping those elbows pointed to the ceiling the whole time. Second set of 12. Total, pressing up to the sky. Same thing, once you reach 12, set that weight down, give yourself a mini break, catch your breath. All righty. One more time through. Hopefully you guys are getting a little warmer. Finishing out this first superset here. I've been liking starting my workouts with kind of a combination movement, which is like something that combines a lot of muscles all at once. Helps to kind of set your body for the rest of your workout. All right, last time through, sumo stance, heel toes out to the side, straight spine, reaching down for that deadlift, stand, squeeze, elbows come up. Breathe. Total. Take your time, finish out your 12. Once you do, set that one weight off to the side. When you're ready, get your grip, whichever grip you prefer. Arms overhead, knees unlocked, squeeze your butt so you're not arching your back. Last time, tricep extension. 12 total. Once you reach the end of those 12, set that weight down, shake it all out, catch your breath. If you need to grab another sip of water, you can. We're going to be moving on to our second superset. So the second superset we're going to start with lunges, but we're going to do the flexed arm lunges. We did this, I think, like a month or so ago. So we're going to do stationary lunges tonight. Those are the not moving lunges. Those are where we get in our stance, we hold the stance, and we just go up and down. So we're just going to have nice wide stance. Back heel is going to be up. We have enough distance squaring off our hips, and we're just going to be going down and up. Okay, so stationary means you're not stepping forward or stepping back. You're just staying in one spot. But we're going to add on to that by adding the flexed arm. Okay, so you're going to have your 2 dumbbells, and you're going to hold in a flexed arm position. Okay, so that's at 90 degrees. It's kind of like a isometric bicep curl. Okay, holding the weights here, stabilizing, and then you're just going down and up. If you absolutely need to hold on to something for balance for your lunges, just do it with one arm. Hold like a wall or chair with one arm and then flex one arm. But then when you switch sides, just make sure you switch so that both arms are getting the flex. We're going to be doing 10 each side. So those biceps should be burning by the time we get through our second side because they're going to be holding for both. So we're going to get in position to do our lunge first. So I've got my left leg forward, my right leg back. I want to make sure I'm in that nice, good lunge stance. I'm ready to go. My back is nice and straight. Then I'm going to bring my arms to that 90-degree angle, holding that flexed arm. And then I'm dropping my knee down. I'm driving straight up, going for 10 stationary lunges. Once you get 10 on one side, you can relax your arms by your side for a moment so that you can get that foot set up, those feet set up for your second side. Once you're ready and you're in place, bring those arms back to that flex position. We're going to get second side for 10. Once you get 10 and 10, come back up to standing. I'll give you guys a second to finish on out. All righty. Don't put those weights too far away. We're about to pick them up again. With that, we're going to pair a front to side raise. So working the shoulders both directions. So you're always going to come front first. From the front position, you're going to go out to the side, lateral, and then you're going to come right back down. That's 1 repetition total. Okay, so it looks like front, side, down is 1, front, side, down is 2, keeping the knees soft. We're going for 10 of these as well. So if you're ready, grab your weights. Here we go. First round, front, side, and down. Take your time, make sure you're not swinging the arms around. Try to do it with control. Breathe, hold those shoulders down. Ooh, 10 total. Shoulders should burn a little bit. By the end of those 10, if you set those weights down, shake them out a little bit. Catch your breath here. We're going to be doing 2 more sets of those. Starting back around with those flexed arm lunges. The flexed arm position, it gives you just something else to think about than just your legs. Lunges, usually we're just thinking about how much they're working the legs, but now we're thinking about our upper body too. All right, if you guys have had your rest, let's go ahead and get ready for second set. Left foot forward, right leg back. We get our lunge stance first, and then we bring our arms to flex position. When you're ready, you can drop that knee down, Up and down for 10. Once you get 10 on one side, arms can come down to reset. Give yourself a moment. Make sure your leg distance is appropriate. When you're ready, second side, 10. Ten and 10. Once you reach 10 on both sides, relax those arms for a second, shake out those legs. And we're gonna get right into those front and side raises. Shoulders are gonna be burning, unlock those knees. Arms come forward, side, and down. That's one repetition. All the way up to 10, doing it with control. Breathe through it. Check those shoulders. Make sure they're nowhere near your ears. Ooh, 10. Definitely gonna need to set your weights down at the end of that. Shake up those arms. You can do a couple shoulder rolls if you need it. 2 down, 1 to go. All righty. Let's get after it. Third set, last time through, starting back around with these flexed arm lunges. Let's set our lunge stance first. Left foot forward, right foot back, nice and wide, squaring off those hips. Get that flexed arm. Last time, 10 on the right, 10 on the left. Relax the arms in between. Give them a second to breathe. Those biceps a second. And then when you're ready, second side 10. Whew, 10 and 10. Shake up those legs. Bring those shoulders down. Front and side raises. We got one more time through. Unlock those knees, unlock those elbows. Pull the shoulders away from your ear. Front, side, down is 1. Last set of 10. Take your time. Ten. All right. Set those weights down. I'm sweating tonight. Feeling like a fit cloth. All right, guys, shake up those arms, shake up those legs. We're gonna be moving on to some single arm exercise, single leg exercise. So next superset, we're gonna start with single arm overhead press. Okay, so we're gonna do one arm at a time, starting right above the shoulder, all the way up overhead, all the way down. Nothing fancy, just remember whenever we do things on one side, we're doing it for a reason. We're doing it to kind of initiate some core stability. So try to eliminate any movement in your torso. You don't want to kind of compensate by like twisting at all or rotating to the side. So you want to keep that other side very still, even though you've got only one side working. So be thinking about that core on the opposite side, keeping this nice and stable. If it helps to have a hand on the hip, you can, or if you want your hand down by your side, whatever works for you. But we're going to go for 12 each side. So we're starting on the right side, right above the shoulder, all the way up, press, all the way down. Torso stays nice and still. Pull that rib cage down. Once you reach 12, all you're going to do is switch around. Other side, same thing, watching that torso, limiting any twisting or torquing movements. Twelve total on that second side. Once you finish that second side, we're going to be pairing that tonight with single leg calf raises. I'm just going to set up my bench over here so I have it for my balance support. So I do encourage you to stand next to a chair or wall for this, unless you have exceptional balance and you want to practice. But remember, with single leg calf raises, we're just taking one foot off the ground. You can leave it out in front if you want. I tend to wrap my foot around the ankle just so I'm not tempted to have it help. But you can either extend that leg out in front or wrap it around, but we're focused on just doing the calf raise just on that one side, so leg is nice and straight. I'm standing on my left side first. We're gonna go for 12 each side. So from here, it's just a regular calf raise. We're up on the toe. We're back down onto that heel, trying to get as lifted as we can. A lot more intense to do on one side. I get the heel off the floor as much as you can, but even if you can just get it off a little bit, you'll feel it. And then you can just flip around. However you did on the first side is how I want you to do on the second side, either wrapping or extending that foot out in front. Working leg is straight. We're coming up onto that ball of the toe and right back down. Once you reach your 12 and 12, you might want to shake out those legs a little bit. You might want to do a couple ankle circles. If that did not feel intense at all for you, I encourage you to use a weight next time if you really weren't feeling that. But hopefully you're feeling that by 12, especially if you weren't rushing it and you were taking your time. All right, shake out those legs. We're going to grab that weight because we're doing one side at a time. Our different sides are getting a lot of rest. Going back to that right side, single arm overhead press. Knuckles to the ceiling, elbow down. Hand can either be down by your side or on your waist, wherever you want. Remember, we're activating our core, so we're staying nice and still through our torso. Second set, 12 overhead press. Arm comes very close to the head when you're overhead. You bring kind of the pit of your elbow right by your ear at the top there. Once you get 12 on the one side, get yourself settled. So you can get right into your left side. $12 on each side. Once you reach 12 on each side, you can set that weight down unless you're using it for calf raises, up to you. And we're gonna get right back into those single leg calf raises. I'm standing on my left leg to start, wrapping my right leg around, nice and straight with that leg, coming up onto the ball of that toe, right back down, trying to get my heel up as much as I can. Ooh, 12. You're not feeling it, the burn by 12. Like I said, you can always add the weight. Always an option. Get right into that second side if you haven't started. Once you reach your 12 both sides, again, you might want to shake out the legs a little bit if you want to do a couple ankle rolls. Those calves get tight pretty quick. Good to stretch them out a little bit. All right, quick breather here before we get into our last set of these, going back to that single arm overhead press with our one weight. All right, nice tall stance. Unlock those knees, core is nice and tight, holding that torso together. Right arm comes up right above the shoulder, elbow is down. Let's go for it. Last time through, single arm overhead press, 12 each side. Once you reach your 12 one side, go ahead, get yourself set up, unlock those knees if they lock themselves out. Second set of 12. And the arm comes down, weight comes down once you hit that second set of 12. Get yourself over to your balance support. One last time through of 12 single leg calf raises each side. Take your time, get that heel off the ground as much as you can. Well, you're going to flip yourself around, either foot in front or wrapped around. Leg nice and straight. Try to get that head right up to the ceiling. Try not to lean into whatever you're balancing on. $12 total each side. Once you guys reach your 12 and 12, go ahead, shake up those legs a little bit if you need to. A couple ankle circles. Try to do a little bit of ankle stretching at the end as well. Alrighty, guys. So going into this last superset, this is where you're going to need your mat if you haven't grabbed it already. So go ahead and get that out. We're going to be doing one exercise laying on our back and then one exercise where we flip over. As you guys know, I don't really lay on my back anymore, so I'm going to do this on my bench here. We're going to be doing a wide floor press as our first exercise. So usually when we do a floor press, you're laying completely on your back. Your elbows are in the backs of your shoulders to your elbows touch the mat. You're here, and then you extend straight out. So it's kind of like narrow here. We're going to go a little wider tonight. So you're just going to rotate your palms. And when you come down to the side, I don't want you here. Okay, so I don't want your elbows in line with your shoulders. I want them slightly below, but you're gonna be a little wider, okay? So the backs of your arms should still touch the mat from the back of your shoulder down to your elbow, but take the elbows and flare them out a little bit from your rib cage. So you guys will be lying flat on your back on your mat. Your knees can be bent, feet can be flat on the ground. And then you're gonna have your 2 dumbbells and you're gonna bring your arms so they're flat on the mat, angled out to the side, probably like 45 degrees would be a good angle. We're gonna come up together, just like a chest press, but then when you come out, just think a little bit wider. More like a typical chest press than our floor press. Okay, so let's grab our weights, make our way down to the mat. So lying flat on your back, knees are bent. And then finding that position where your elbows are on the mat, out at an angle, knuckles are up towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna press up together, and then you're come back down, make sure the back of your arms fully touch that mat before you go again. We're going for 12. Wide floor press. Make sure you're breathing. $12 total. Once you reach your 12, you're gonna bring your weights down, set your weights off to the side, and then we're gonna flip around on the mat, okay? So you're gonna flip around, we're gonna come to like tabletop position, okay? So knees are right underneath your hips and your hands are gonna be right underneath your shoulders. We're gonna do something called a bird dog tonight, okay? So it's kind of a, in the realm of a plank, but it's not quite a plank because we're not gonna be holding. So you start and end in tabletop. So knees are underneath your hips, hands are underneath your shoulder. You're holding that belly button into your spine so that you're not just, it's not a cat-cow, okay? So don't completely relax your spine. Our goal is that we're gonna raise opposite arm and leg at the same time, okay? So your right arm's gonna come up, your left leg is gonna extend. You're only gonna go as far as you can, keeping everything straight. So you're squeezing your butt, you're squeezing your arm. You should try to come straight out with your arms, straight out with your legs. You're not trying to go up to the ceiling or way up here. You're just trying to kind of keep everything level, moving together ideally, and then coming back down to the mat at the same time. So you don't want to also drop the hand and let the foot hit after, or the knee hit afterwards, or vice versa. You're trying to do this with control. That's what makes it a core exercise. So we're going to do 12 total, and we're going to alternate right and left, okay? So it looks like this. We're going to start with raising our right arm, left leg, down to the mat, pause, and then we switch to the other side. Left arm, right leg, back down to the mat, okay? 12 total, okay? So you end up lifting each side 6 times. The goal is to move slow here. So you're not just like throwing your arms and legs around. You won't really feel it at all in your core if you're doing that. So nice and slow and controlled. We're starting when you're ready with that right arm, left leg. Lift, extend, feel that squeeze, slow, control, back down to the mat, switching sides. Lift, slow, lower, slow. Lift, slow, lower, slow. Going at your own pace. Hold that core and belly button to your spine. And back down together, lifting off together. Breathe. $12 total. Once you reach your 12, you can kind of sit back. If you want to sit back on your feet, you can. If that didn't go absolutely perfectly, that's okay. It takes a lot of balance as well as stability to get both arms and both legs moving together without one wanting to kind of just fly up or fly down. We're gonna take a mini breather here, and then we're gonna flip it back over onto the back again. I'm just moving all around because I have to get up and down. You guys don't have to get up and down for this. You can just stay on the mat. All right. So back on your back for floor press. Make sure you have your weights nearby or with you. Laying flat on your back, knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Remember, we're doing more of a wide chest press, so elbows are out to the side, knuckles are up to the ceiling. We inhale, we exhale, we press our arms straight over our chest, we come all the way back down. Second set of 12 here. Elbows touch the mat every time. Once you reach 12, bring those weights back in close to the body. You can roll to one side, set them off to the side of your mat. And then you're gonna flip your way around and come back to that bird dog position. So hands are right underneath your shoulders, knees are right underneath your hips. Hold that core in, find that neutral spine, and then we're going for 12, alternating right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Trying to get the arm and leg to move together. Take your time. Squeeze on top. Find that balance. Neutral spine. Twelve total. And once you reach your 12, you can make your way back, sit back on those feet if you like. Take a moment here, catch your breath. If your water's nearby, you can grab a sip of water. And we'll take our time. We'll be flipping ourselves right back around. Got one more set through with your wide chest press. And then we'll do one last set of our bird dog. When you're ready, grab those weights, make your way back down on your back. Knees are bent, feet are supported, elbows angled out to the side, knuckles to the ceiling, hands are right outside of your rib cage. You inhale, you exhale, press. Elbows come back down to touch the mat every time. Last set of 12. Exhale up, inhale down. And once you reach your 12, weights come close to the body. You can move yourself over to one side. Let those weights down off to the side so they're out of your way. And then flip yourself over. Last time through, bird dog. Hands underneath your shoulders. Knees underneath your hips. Pull that belly button to your spine. Make sure your spine is nice and neutral. You're holding that. You're not feeling any arching in your back. And then when you're feeling balanced, right arm, left leg, extend, flow, back down to the mat. 12 total. Hold that core in. $12 total. Once you guys reach your 12, you can take your time here. If you want to hang on the mat for another minute, you can. You want to get up and grab some water. We're going to do those calf stretches tonight before we do seated stretches. So if you don't have a wedge or something to prop your toe up on, you can grab your dumbbell. And whenever you're ready, if you're feeling slightly recovered, just take a couple minutes doing these calf stretches. So remember, first time, your leg is straight, heel is down, toe is up. We're gonna go each side. Just take a couple breaths, whatever feels good. Experiment with how much tension you want, how much stretch you want. Once it feels pretty good on one side, you can switch. Finding that stretch. Good to notice if one side feels a lot tighter than the other. If that's the case, you should probably stretch your calves a lot more frequently because it's probably affecting your gait pattern too. You're walking. All right, second time around, whenever you're ready, remember second time is a bent knee stretch to hit a little lower. You're still working on that first round of stretch. It's okay, take your time. Both sides, right and left. Straight leg and bent leg. Alrighty, once you've gotten enough of both, go ahead and just shake out those ankles a little bit. You can set your weight off to the side and grab your chair. We'll do our normal seated stretches. I'll do mine on the bench since I already have my bench out tonight. All right, if you've made it here, let's go ahead, extend the right leg out, heel down, toe up, leaning forward, flat back. And let's come up, switch sides, left leg extends, heel down, toe up, leaning forward. And then left leg in, bring our right leg up over the left hip opening stretch. Just letting that hip open out to the side, like gravity work. If you need a deeper stretch, you can sit forward a little bit, lean into it. Whatever feels good tonight. And then hand on the outside of the knee. Let's do our spinal twist, twisting from the base of the spine, reaching around your chair. Look over that back shoulder. And then back through center. We'll just untwist the side. Right leg comes down. Let's bring our left leg up and over. Just opening up that hip first. Letting gravity pull that hip down, pull that knee from the outside. And then when you're ready, hand on the outside of the knee, reaching around the back of the chair, looking over that back shoulder, little spinal twist. And then back through center. Untwist those legs, shake them out a little bit. Sitting up nice and tall, let's bring our right arm across our body, hug it in nice and close. Stretching out that shoulder first. And if you want to add a little bit of upper back twist on, you can. Let's shake it out, switch sides, arm across the body first, stretch. And then if you want to add that upper back twist on, you can. And then relaxing that arm, let's take both hands behind your back, clasp those fingers together, drop them down, shoulders down away from your ears, and then let's pull those arms out away from the small of your back. Once you feel that nice good stretch, you can start to work on your neck. Drop your right ear down to the right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. And then chin down to the chest. And release those hands, bring them forward. Round that back, push those shoulder blades apart. Inhale, exhale here. And then both arms, let's take them up overhead, big inhale. And exhale, let's pull to the right side, feel the stretch on the left side of the body. And back to center, switching hands. Up and over to the left side, feel the stretch on the right side. And back to center, inhale one more time up. And exhale everything out and down. Roll out those shoulders. Awesome job, everybody. Nice seeing you all at least once this week. Don't forget, if you can come next week, hopefully you can all come.